My name is Theo Dragan from AppAppeal. I'm here today with Roman Epishin, Marketing Manager at Alternativa LLC. As you may know, AppAppeal gives AppAwards the most promising applications in the world. Today I'm happy to announce that the winner for the game category of this award is Tanki Online. Mr. Epishin, congratulations to you and your team.
Thank you very much. It's very nice to hear, and we really didn't expect this award, and it was a really nice surprise for us.
Okay. Are you from, well, we know you are from Russia, and this is an information for our users. We found it a bit amusing to see that such a great app with tanks comes from Russia. We find it a bit ironic, so to say. But we would like to hear more about your app. What can you tell us about Tanki Online?
Well, yes, we are a Russian company, as you mentioned, and today we have a fast snow in this year. So, and as for Tanki Online, it is a real-time browser-based, massively multiplayer online game where every player drives his own tank, and he can shoot tanks of other players, and this is it. This is the game. People just fighting with each other, driving the tanks. And it's not hardcore simulation or something of that kind. It's a shooter, really shooter like, for example, Quake, Counter-Strike, and so on. So we have some kind of bonuses on Battlefield, like medkits, double armor, double damage, and so on. We have classic game modes like Capture the Flag, Team Deathmatch, and just ordinary deathmatch. So we have different levels, well, maps we call them. And of course, as far as it is not simulation, we can make some really fancy weapon like railguns, like some kind of energetic cannons, and so on. And we have classic tank battles among trees, you know, and among different houses, wooden houses. It's a Russian game, remember it. And also we have some really crazy fights in platforms, among stars in the space, and even with no gravitation. Yes. So
Yeah.
this is a really interesting game. It can be really different, and the main feature, it is in full 3D with polygonal graphics, and it right in the browser. It's our own technology. The game is based on Alternativa 3D engine, and this engine can display 3D graphics right in the browser without loading a client. So,
okay. Yeah, that's already an impressive feat, having a 3D game within a browser. We find it really useful, especially for and the idea of using tanks and having all those power-ups, all those features like no gravity, as you said earlier. It reminded me, I'm an ex-Quake player. Not professionally, but yeah, it reminded me a bit of Quake, and the fact of being able to actually play with tanks just gives an extra lot of fun to it, adds an extra lot of fun to it. In your opinion, apart from what you said apart from other functionalities, what do you think is the biggest success? What is the reason behind your success?
Well, it's an interesting question. What is the reason? Of course, we had and still have technical advantage. As I said, it's 3D graphics in real time and in browser. But the main advantage, as we suppose and as we believe, is the real social side of the game. Well, if you take a lot of other browser games, they're usually turn-based, I mean with no real-time gameplay.
Yeah.
And people just can't collaborate and communicate with each other like in real life.
Yeah.
But in our game, we offer only real-time gameplay. So we know that our clients, for example, use Skype with real-time talks just to coordinate their actions in some clan battles, cyber sport battles, and so on. And of course, when you have real-time gameplay, people feel really hot emotions.
Yes, definitely.
Yes, and of course, this attract a lot of players. And
Yeah.
for example, we made a survey and we learned that a lot of our players stay with us already more than half of the year and more than a year, and it's a good period as far as we launched our game only 2.5 years ago. So it's a rather young game, I think.
It is compared to other I don't know legacy games. Okay, then another question regarding the gameplay and regarding players and the social part, as you mentioned earlier. Do you have, for example, rankings or I don't know, a top board of the player who I don't know destroyed the most tanks this month, or the player that did the most damage?
Absolutely. We have rankings for players, and we have some kind of role-playing system when player achieves new rank, and with new rank he can afford himself more weapon and more health for his tank, uh, and more different supplies. I mean mines, for example. And as for leaderboard, let's call it leaderboard, yes, we also have this system. Just at the moment, it is turned off, but it's minor technical problems, and of course we have it in general.
Okay, can you tell us how you got the inspiration to develop Tanki Online?
Well, it's a long story, but to make the long story short, our leaders, our technical officer, Anton Volkov, and our chief executive officer, Alex Karpovich, they were friends from early childhood, and already in their childhood, they tried to make some kind of tank battle game. Of course, without any multiplayer, without any online part, but with multiplayer for two persons, two users. So the dream to make a tanks game, was in their hearts for many years. And when we developed the technology that could be used for realizing really massive project, well, we did it. But this is for inspiration part. But also there was not so good part, I suppose, where actually we developed technology, not a game. We started from making technology, and we didn't think seriously about such a massive project like Tanki Online, which we have now.
Yeah.
We have a sponsor who gave us enough money to develop technology, but in the fall of 2008, when financial crisis started,
Yeah, the Wall Street crisis, the meltdown.
we started to feel ourselves not so comfortable.
Yeah.
We started to receive much less money. Well, it's a logical conclusion for
It's a normal follow-up.
yes. And then in the January of 2009, we decided to make something that can bring real money. We also try to sell our technology, but it's some kind of specific technology, and the market is not so huge to make real money. So we decided to make a tanks game. Tanki.
And that's how Tanki Online came to be.
Yes, and now, of course, it's not only and not at all technical demonstration. Now it's a full-scale, massive project with more than 5 million players already only in, well, almost only in Russian-speaking countries, and we just starting to conquer European, Asian, and American markets.
Okay, so you're moving slowly towards Europe, Asia, and next the US, probably.
Well, yes, now we are focused on German version game and on Chinese version. These two are already launched. And also we have an English version, but we do not have servers in Northern America region yet. But this is a question for close future, I suppose.
Okay, so you already shared some next steps, some future plans for Tanki Online.